else we're getting on. Okay. Right, let's find a comfortable standing space. And somebody made a comment on YouTube the other day on the breathing practice that I was talking about feet and they couldn't see my feet, so I'll make sure we go onto the bigger camera so you can see my feet, so you can see everything that we're doing, hopefully. So we're coming back, we're focusing today, as I say, on balance. If anybody can get a copy of The New Scientist, it's a fascinating article. I love stuff in there because obviously it's all backed up by the studies and it'll give you the link to the studies. But what it was basically saying, I think it was children, 10-year-olds in England were in 2014 were about 10% less fitter than in 1994, and just showing the difference of how through our sedentary lifestyles, less movement, less cognitive connection, learning as we move from being a toddler, learning to walk, learning to move, into walking and to running. And balance is so important, not just for our physical health, but showing the connection between mental and physical health. So you quite often say, if you're feeling a little bit uncertain and a little bit anxious, you talk about having a wobble. So again, not just to focus on balance for our physical health, but also for our mental health and our well-being. So it's all easy stuff again that we're going to work on today, but it's the simple stuff, as I often talk about, that often gets missed when we're just focusing on exercise. We all try to do all the sexy stuff and the crawling, which is all great, which we've been doing, but I think it's quite nice just to bring it back to basics again. So if we're talking about balance, the first thing we need to focus on is our balancing in our standing posture. Again, just really emphasizing this. But let's start off just by getting the body moving a little bit and getting some energy flowing through the body. So just shaking the wrists and shaking the legs out. Just warming up, just getting the muscles warm, getting the joints loose, and give the rib cage a little bit of a move around, side to side, around. And there's a nice little pumping exercise that I've been using as a warm-up as well, a movement. So we're keeping the heels on the ground and we're coming up, and then we just and up and just get that swing going. So just let the arms swing and up and relax and up. And you can use an out breath in through the nose. Feel the momentum. It's a little bounce. Keep going. I'll just show you from the sides. So you're doing drop back, hips slide back, hips slide back. In through the nose. Breathe in, breathe out. Wait till we do this on one leg. I haven't tried that yet, actually, maybe next week. In, breathe in. Just to warm up the muscles, get the mind focused. The other really good point that this article was making, that Tai Chi, and just slow it down and rest there. And I just inserted in that little piece I wrote or took from the article, and Qigong is shown to be so beneficial because there's an intention behind the movement. And all the time when I'm working with clients is really make sure you understand why you're lifting a weight, what your intention of that movement is, what your intention of your walk is, what the intention of your run is. Okay, so we'll take our feet about shoulder width apart. Just bring our awareness now to the feet. And maybe just rock back onto the heels a little bit, lift the toes up a little bit. And then just rock, relax the toes, roll onto the ball of the foot a little bit. So again, our feet are our connection to the ground. So just to be aware of how your feet feel on the ground. Let's just roll out so you're just on the side of the foot a little bit. And you can just rock side to side if you like a little bit. Put in a little bit of weight. I'm mirroring you through the right side there, and then just shifting to the left side. Again, as I always stress at these sessions, it's not about forcing anything. So all the time when we're doing things like this, it should be nice and easy, relaxed breathing. If you feel any pain, if you feel any tension or excess stress and strain, then you stop. It's not about copying movements that I make or copying movements that people in the group are making. It's about feeling and exploring yourself, experimenting, experiencing what this feels like in your body. And then just roll the feet down so you touch the ground and give the feet and toes a little bit of a wiggle. In Tai Chi, Qigong, there's a point underneath the ball. And my feet are grotty. The ball of the big toe there. So this point in Qigong is called your bubbling spring. I love that term, particularly in a northern accent. And this is a really good point to focus on connection to the ground. It's like if you imagine like a train rail or a rail in the underground, there's that rail where you need to be connected to keep the energy or the electricity going through to power the engine. It's the same thing. Is that point is your bubbling spring is your connection to the ground. So just see if we can just roll the feet in and out, side to side. So we're just rocking side to side with the feet now and the knees. So we're just working the feet. And then just relax the feet. Let's bring the feet together now. We're just going to do a little bit of rotation through the knees. So hands on top of the thighs. So you're not forcing and putting pressure on the knee. And we're just circling. Let's do a few circles one way, just whatever's comfortable for you, and then a few circles the other way. I'll show you from the side. Keep going. So we keep neutral spine, pelvis is slid back a little bit, or hips are slid back, and you're just circling. Here you're straightening the legs as you come tall there. Straighten, extend, and then the other way around, extend. So what we're doing now is we're just getting the joints mobilized. So we're getting ourselves in the best possible place, extend, and then just roll up to balance. Okay, come up now to the point in Tai Chi, Qigong, a couple of centimeters below the belly button, in towards the spine. So again, in the article in the New Scientist, it was interesting to say for them to be saying it's our center. We're tall, so we're quite tall in terms of bipedal, standing up, and our center of gravity is quite high. It's that place in the pelvis. So quite logically, this is our body center of gravity in a standing posture. And balance is all about having your center of gravity in the right place and being able to bring yourself back to balance whatever you're doing. And that standing position is that baseline for when you start to move forward. So just focus on this point here. And just think how many practices all focus on bringing the breath down to center in the body, this physical energy center. So if everything's lifted up here, the tension is up here, you're almost shifting your center of gravity up here. And the tension comes in the shoulders, the tension comes into the neck. But we're actually just bringing our focus down, so you could just rest your hands And now's a good time just to tune in with the breath. So if you tune in and you're just focusing on the breath, a true deep breath, as we talk about in the breathing classes, doesn't have to be a big breath, but you're just allowing the breath, you're relaxing the tummy, you're relaxing the lower ribs, you're centering yourself. And then just move this center forwards and backwards a little bit. So you again, weight over the front of the toes or the ball of the foot. And then you're rolling it back, heels. So it's all well and good to have this center of gravity balanced over the contact with the ground, but then we've got to focus on what we have balancing above that. So we balance our rib cage. So I'll show you from the side, get the rib cage balanced. Head a little nod, balance the head on top of the spine there. Now everybody's different. Nobody's perfect in terms of the standing position, and that's one of the problems if we try to be perfect. Oh look, I look really good and really tall and I can pull my head back and I can pull my belly in. Then you're forcing a fixed posture. It's not about that, it's all about just balancing. So feeling pelvis, rib cage, head, nice connection to the ground through the feet we just worked on, lengthening up through the spine to the sky. Again, just really emphasizing this, but it's important in terms of how we then practice, how our practice moves from there on in terms of our breath and in terms of our movement. So if you're practicing Tai Chi, lower dantian, middle dantian, upper dantian, focusing on yoga, you have your heart center, third eye, all balanced, all just floating over the top of each other. And when you're moving, this whole idea, whatever you're doing, whether you're walking, whether you're running, whether you're reaching up to get stuff out of a cupboard or bending down or whatever, it's always good to have that focus of grounding, connecting to the ground, but also connecting up to the sky. So just watch people, watch runners, watch people walking. The people who look fluid and graceful have that length about their spine. The people who look as if they're a little bit struggling and pounding or coming down into the ground, everything's coming down, everything's focused down. So get that balance. So balance earth and sky. So that's our first point of balance. The great thing about this is you can do this all day long as well, is you can just check in. So you're cooking or you're washing or you're walking or you're soaring or working. Just check in with these three centers of gravity: pelvis, rib cage, head. That's the starting point. Now what we're going to do is I'll mirror you. I'm going to stabilize on my right side of the body. And we'll start off first of all just by lifting the left heel. So you're just balancing on that right leg. You're bringing your focus to the center. See if we can do the least amount of balancing with the arms for the minute. We just really need to stabilize through that right side of the body and then just pop the foot back down. And then we'll stabilize through the left side of the body. So you're strong, you're grounded and connected, and then you're just lifting the right heel. See if you notice any change in how you breathe. And then pop that foot back down and just give your legs a little bit of a shake. Now it seems really simple, and it should be simple really, because when we're walking, yes, we're always on, there's never a point where we're not on, there's always a point where we're on one leg, sorry. When we're running, we're always on one leg. So it's important that we can balance. But the amount of runners I've had coming to workshops and they said, oh, I can't balance, and it's like, well, actually, all running is landing and balancing on one leg. So the more you can really work on your balance, it's going to improve. Of course it's going to improve. If we don't work on it, if we don't think about it, it's not going to improve. So let's go back to that. So stabilize now on your right side. Lift that left heel. And just watch the arms. So yes, you can use your arms to balance, but ideally we want to see if we can keep that strength through the connection to the sky, but also then the strength through that connection to the ground. There'll be a little bit of weight shift to that side. Watch that we're not collapsing here. So really use this pelvic, this hip here, these hip muscles to keep you nice and tall. So you're pushing the heel into the ground and you're lengthening up to the sky. Earth and sky. Pop that foot back down. Stabilize now on your left side. Your brain is telling your body, now I'm stable on the left side, so I can lift my right heel. Connect ground, really use that foot, connect sky. So actually lifting upwards can help you, can keep you balanced. If everything's down here, it's going to be more stress and more load on that, particularly maybe on the hip or on the knee or on the ankle. And then pop that foot back down. And as I say, you don't have to go to a gym to do this. You can clean your teeth, anything where you just practice that balance and stabilization on one side and on the other side. Now, if you're really struggling with this, then what I would suggest is not to hold on to something, because we want to learn how to balance without holding on. We want to be able to bring our attention, our focus to the lower danchen to stabilize. So what I would suggest you do, we'll just do a regressed version of that, is we'll stabilize on the right side of the body. So once you've got that idea of stabilization down there, all you can do is peel the heel of the left foot. So we're keeping that bubbling spring still connected, but the majority of the weight, the majority of the load is on this right side of the body. So I'll just show you that from the side. So you stabilize, tall, and then you just peel the heel. So this leg just becomes free. And you're just getting that nice flexion through the foot, but that bubbling spring point is still in connection, but you're not pushing down on this left side of the body. You're just peeling the heel. So if this is all a bit wobbly, start with this. And then we'll just bring ourselves back to balance on both sides of the body. And now we'll stabilize left side. Once your brain has told your body, your mind has told your body, I'm balanced on that left side, just peel the heel. And again, that should be really comfortable. And that's the starting point if we're really struggling balancing on that one side. So yeah, you could hold on to something, but I want you to get that idea that when we're walking, when we're running, we don't have things to hold on to. So we want to do the least amount of trying to balance and counterbalance with our arms and stabilize here from our center of gravity. Get that pelvis working. And then rest there, just give the legs a little bit of a shake out. So depending on how you got on with both of those practices, if you found the lifting and balancing quite challenging, but you're not struggling with this one, we'll stick with this one. If it was a little bit challenging to do that, just stick with the peel the heel. So you're stabilizing and you're just lightly touching the bubbling spring of that opposite foot on the ground. But this time we're going to do it, we're going to close our eyes. So we'll go into it first and then I'll ask you to close your eyes. Now obviously, please be careful, please do not fall over because I can't come there and rescue you. So if you obviously are wobbling so much, then you just open your eyes to rebalance. So we'll do it together. First of all, we're going to stabilize on this right side of the body. Then you're going to lift that left heel up. So we're just bending that knee. And then when you're comfortable, check in with those 3 centers of gravity. Keep tall. And then just close your eyes. And I wobbled over already. Feel where it's working. The body will start maybe wobbling, start shaking. Just open your eyes when you feel as if you're losing control a little bit. See if you can keep the breathing easy, soft. And then when you're ready, pop the foot back down so you can open your eyes. Nobody's fallen over yet, that's good. Give yourself a little bit of time just to feel balanced in the middle there. So weight evenly distributed. Your feet about fist width apart. Let's go on the other side. So we're going to stabilize on the left side, connect to the ground through the left foot, connect to the sky through the crown of the head. We'll lift the heel first. So we're just bending this knee. This right leg can literally just dangle there. Then when you're ready, just close your eyes. Suddenly you feel all of the muscles kicking in. And then when you're ready, open your eyes and stabilize. Now in that article it says, if you can't close your eyes for 30 seconds balancing one leg, and I was trying it last night, go, whoa! So that's something nice to aim to. So see if you can set your timer. This is something I'm going to be practicing. Set your timer for 30 seconds and see if we can go for 30 seconds balancing on one leg with your eyes closed. So that's our little practice for next week. So we'll see if we can do that for next week. Let's do that one more time. Again, you can stabilize and just peel the heel and close your eyes if you want. Or if you're confident and you're not doing loads of balancing like this with your eyes open, if you're very strong and stable with your eyes open here, then you can just close your eyes. So let's go again. We'll stabilize first on the right side of the body. Really feel that foot in contact. Tall through the spine. Then when you're ready, either peel the heel or lift the heel, close your eyes. Keep tall through the spine. See what muscles want to kick in. Is it the hip? Is it the foot? And then pop the foot back down, the left foot back down. Take a minute to stabilize both sides. Balance. Peel the heel. Close your eyes. Feel the foot working, perhaps. The hip working. Keep tall through the spine. Breathing. Easy breathing, a true deep breath, and then come back to balance. Nice, good. Shake out the legs. What you can also do is explore what happens if you balance on one side but then you lean back a little bit or you lean forwards a little bit. So put these centers of gravity out of alignment to see the difference, because once we've started practicing balancing with everything nice and aligned here, we can explore different movements, different places, reaching the arm forward to balance, reaching the leg back to balance. So we can start putting movement into your balance practice. We can do arm raising like we've done before. You can do opposite arm raising. All of these little things that we can explore in the coming weeks. But the first point, the bit where we need to start from, is getting these 3 centers of gravity balanced Earth and sky, keep the simple things in mind, keep that intention to your movement, breathing easy, because it's not about balancing and, oh, I can't do that, I'm holding the breath. You want to be able to breathe into that position or breathe into that movement. Good, nice. Let's just shake out the legs, shake out the hands, and we'll just finish off by taking your feet about shoulder width apart. Excuse me. Little bit of give in the knees. So I'll show you from the side. You can keep facing front. Little bit of give in the knees. So we've got that neutral spine. Hips are slid back ever so slightly. Bearing in mind where your center of gravity is and your connection to the ground. We're just going to do some arm movements. You're just going to raise the arms up, overhead, and then down and up, just to get some movement. And up. Let's just bring some breath with it. So you're breathing in, and you can raise up a little bit as you breathe in. As you breathe out, you can sink down a little bit. So it's not just an arm movement, it's a whole body movement. You raise up a little bit as you're breathing in through the nose. All of this can be in and out through the nose. And you raise down. Let's just add to this now a little bit of a weight shift. So you're breathing in, and then as you come down, I'm just going to mirror you. We're just going to shift the weight, rotate a little bit towards the left, and then bring the arms up to center. Bring the arms down. And then we'll breathe in. And then we're just going to shift the weight a little bit towards the right. So you're just pushing down. You're almost pushing that foot down into the ground. Bring the arms up. Back to center. Bring the arms down. Siri's just told me it's 9 o'clock. Let's do one more each side. So arms up. We're just shifting the weight, so shifting your center of gravity, push through that left side, push down to the ground. We're still keeping the spine tall. Bring the arms up back to center. Open up, bring the arms down. One more to the right side. Arms up, breathing in. Rotate. Down to the ground. Come back up, arms down, and relax. A little bit of a shake. Final one more minute or half a minute. Focus on the center, feet together, close your eyes. You can pop your hands on that lower dantian. Earth, sky, allow that very subtle movement through the body. You might move side to side, you might start circling. Again, I don't want you to do anything in particular, but just allow that movement through the body. This is a really nice one just to practice with our eyes closed to make sure that we don't start to tense or hold or become rigid. It's all about the balance. Tai Chi, Qigong is all about balance, counterbalance, earth and sky, strength and softness, alignment, relaxation. They all work together. Rest and recovery. Parasympathetic, sympathetic nervous system. Energy, rest and recovery. Lovely. Open your eyes and we'll finish there. Thanks, Kevin, for highlighting this article. Gave us hopefully a great session. You can practice this, don't have to go to a gym, you don't have to go out and do 4 hours worth of balancing, because you want to be balancing all day long. So just check in. Oh yeah, I'm cleaning my teeth. Oh yeah, I'm washing my feet. Brilliant. Thanks for watching. I'll see you hopefully next week. It'll be on the training portal. Any questions, please do pop them on there, and I'll see you all very soon. Have a fabulous day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Tony.
Cheers.